you have been wanting to create new habits, you have been wanting to experience life in a different way, you have been realizing that some behaviors are creating dynamics and situations where you are realizing that things are just not working. You want to experience life in a better, um, more enjoyable way. You are at that moment of awareness. I want different, and I know I can make it different, but maybe you don't know yet the way how you're gonna do that, how you're gonna start creating a new habit, how you want to create change in your life. And maybe I want to say, like, these days the space of self-development and spirituality, it's so creepy. It's so weird. It's saturated. There's so many people telling you different things and different methods. And I think in my own experience, I'm coming to a place where I'm like tired of hearing the inner child healing, the all this terminology. You can go back in my videos and you probably will see that I've been wanting to experience this different, because I see that using this terminology in doing reading all these books and doing all these programs, it creates a lot of separation that is not necessary. So I have invested many years in this journey. I don't even want to say journey. I have invested a lot of time creating the life that I want to live, that I truly enjoy living. So now I'm at a place where I'm like, okay, I don't think it's necessary for people to do all the things I did. I understand now the patterns, I understand now the tools. So that's why I'm here, and I'm super happy that you are here, because yeah, I just would love to make it a little easier for you, more enjoyable, and also, like, I want to make it, I would love you to be able to experience change in your life without feeling like you have to turn into this spiritual guru, or spirituality is always gonna be there. And self-development books, there are tons of them. Something else that I would like to say here is that God, the one of the biggest lessons I collected in this process is that yes, there are many books. A lot of geniuses are there, people very smart, sharing their knowledge. But the most profound, the most impactful knowledge, information that I have received, and that actually have helped me to create, the life that I want to live, has been from people that I can relate to. A lot of the times, yeah, the book has a lot of information, but then I finish reading the book and I'm like, it would be nice to be able to ask this person, a few things. I don't fully understand this part. So I think in my process, working with coaches, following people where I can, yeah, hear to their stories and make sure that I like their personalities. I relate to the life that they live, the experiences they have gone through. That's where my change, where the tools that I use now, where I found the tools that I use now, when I have when that connection, when I make that connection, when I make that click with the person that I'm learning from. That's something that I wanted to, share in this video. You might relate with me, you might relate with parts of how my personality, the way I describe things, the way that I experience life, but also something that I want to be super open. It's like, and I love being able to share this, because I think another thing that I notice in this industry space of self-development and spirituality is obviously people want you to only follow them and to only do what they are telling you, or they're telling you to do. And no, even, like, if there are parts of what I'm saying that you're curious about, that's amazing. But I encourage you to, after you watch this video, to have a little time to discern and to select what works for you, what truly resonates with you, what truly feels like, yeah, I think this is right for me. So I I also invite you to listen to me. Sure, if you connect with me, amazing, beautiful. I'm super happy to have you here. But maybe go somewhere else, go to ChatGPT and start creating your own version of things. So in this video, I'm going to share how, after trying many different modalities and things, how I find is the most effective way to create change, to create habits. And the first thing that I notice when people are kind of stuck, they want change, they want to create new things, but they ended up giving up, or they're just like, they get confused and they start maybe doing too many things and don't end up doing anything. I find that it is a little difficult for some people, and which is super normal. I have been there. That's where I started. People find very difficult to know how they feel at the moment right now. So if we don't have clarity in how we are feeling right now, we might not know how we want to feel in the future. If we don't know how we want to feel in the future, how are you going to know what's that thing that you want to change and why? So we start following methods, what they tell us, okay, yeah, to create a habit, do it for 21 days and do this, and that. But then if you are not connected to how you want to feel when you create that new habit, you're going to disconnect. You're going to lose motivation. You're going to get lost. You're going to be like, man, wow, I did the homework, but I don't know. So, and the thing also that it's very normal if you feel like you might be at one of those places in life where you're just like, I want to feel healthy, but I don't know how healthy feels like. It is totally normal. Like, you are at the moment you're not feeling healthy, right? So it's just like, sometimes I feel like we are being sold a lot of things and methods, but it's just like, I kind of see both sides, they want to sell us things, because yes, we need to sell things. It's part of, how things work. But they forget it's hard to understand how the person that is buying is actually feeling and what the person is actually needing. So what we need is to learn how to know how we feel. And as I said, I was at a place where I didn't know how I felt, let's say, most of the time. Obviously we can recognize when we are stressed out, when we are angry, or when there is something, we are super happy, almost like when there is a intensity on the emotion, then we will know. But the times in between, I didn't know. So that's the invitation in this video. I have another video about creating new habits that I'm going to link in the description of this video. And sure, I guess, as that video that I'm going to share, there are tons of them where you can, start getting the way you want to create your new habit, the way you want to create change in your life. But the first thing I would say, give yourself some time. Sure, the 21 days that they say that we need to invest in creating that new thing. First, to learn about how you feel, how you're feeling. Even if you're not feeling much, that's information. That's very important, because when you start feeling a little bit, then you know the difference, right? So I am a big fan of journaling. But these days we have many different ways how we can track things. So voice notes, even you can create a new chat in ChatGPT, and you start, if you're not into typing, if you're not into writing, you can find your own version of tracking, and there are many methods. These days, that's what I'm like, it's so saturated out there. I have seen that people create like 4 blocks in one day. I woke up, let's say I like waking up at 5:30 and I like going to bed 9:30. So I don't know how many hours is that, but then you get 4 blocks from the time that you are awake, for windows. And then you can create an alarm. You set up an alarm on your phone, you know just to check with yourself during this time. It's been 4 hours. I don't know how many hours would be the blocks, but the windows. What have been the most important emotions? I've been feeling tired, disappointed, bored, excited, grateful. It is the most beautiful practice, and it's the one. This is just to share a little bit. Like, I've been journaling for many, many, many years, and now I'm at a place where I'm, trying to make it easier for others. And I'm like, God, journaling, to be honest, has been the most powerful tool, and it's the most simple. Because yeah, that coming back, some people love meditating, and I actually started my meditation practice again this morning, and I'm like, oh God, I remember now why it's so good. There are times I, even myself, I take breaks because I like doing other things. I'm into yoga, so I've been doing a lot of a slow movement in the morning, or drinking a warm tea, a warm drink, or things like that. So it's all about getting curious, being flexible, and start connecting what feels good for each of us, because we are all so different. Although journaling, tracking the way we feel through the day, it is incredible, powerful. It gives us a lot of information of who we are, who we actually are, how we like to feel, how we like to experience the patterns. Like, okay, most of the days, and of course we need to bring a little bit of, depending on where we are, we need to bring a little bit. No, we always, that's probably something that I really want to emphasize, we always need to bring a lot of compassion. It doesn't matter what we are going to see, because everything can be changed. If you have been tracking your emotions, your state for a whole week, and you have been noticing that 90% of the time I am bored, I am disappointed, I am angry, that's fine. That's information. In order for us to change, the first thing we need to know is what we want to change. So now we know, we have information. Okay, I am bored most of the time, right? So it makes sense in my mind. I'm hoping it's making sense in your mind. Like, now, what can I do? What are the things that help me to not feel bored? That gets me out of being bored, or gets me out of it's. If we start developing that awareness of understanding, okay, this is what gets me bored, this is what gets me tired, this is what gets me disappointed, then we can use that same awareness to understand who we are, what creates change in our emotions, in our states, to start finding, ooh, when I go to Instagram, watching this person doing this thing gives me this excitement or this emotion. When I go on the streets and I see, people walking, wearing, saying, doing these things, I feel this way. When I go to a restaurant and these, like watching TV, like, in many different places through our days, we can start collecting the things that change us, that change our. And let's say, I'm trying to be very inclusive. I like to be as inclusive as possible in my videos, thinking that there are many people experiencing different experiences in different levels of emotions. If you're like, okay, I'm not being able to find what really works for me, what really helps me change, that's where it is very important to do new things. Put yourself in different situations, in different scenarios, wearing different things, walking on the other side of the street, going, to different places that you usually don't go. I would say things that are coming to my mind are like maybe take breaks from the same accounts that you follow on Instagram, maybe not using as much social media. Sometimes can be the case can be that you are overstimulated, so it's hard for you to discern what is the thing. Maybe there's a lot of information, so creating a shift. If you notice, okay, nothing is working, okay, how can you flip things, and try it out for a little bit. I am 100% that at least you will find something. Also, going in the past, in memories that, times where you remember that you had a great time, that there was something special that made you feel good. Something else that is coming to my mind is spending time in nature, being around pets, being around animals, walking barefoot these are the things that for most people will work and will connect you again with the things that give you joy. Going back to the basics, eating a fruit, and being present in that experience, trying to remember your favorite foods and maybe doing things that are super super simple, like I was thinking about very ripe mango, and so connecting with the whole experience of the texture, the smell, the taste. Yeah, yeah. As I said, walking barefoot, also going in nature and interacting with the things, flowers and the trees and all these things, being around babies, pets. It's something that makes us right away, connect with those feelings. Hugging someone, a friend, someone that you love, and you start getting curious, what is it about this that makes me feel this way, that is shifting. It is the fact that it is a physical touch. It is the fact that I am spending quality time with this person. It is the fact that it is just, it's different for each of us. But yeah, going back to that desire of wanting to create habits and create change in your life, the first main thing is to understand how we feel, even the small feelings through our days, because that's what is going to give us clarity in how we want to feel when we create that habit, and what is actually going to help you maintain the habit and get to your destination, if we can say. You will have the clarity, okay, feeling healthy for me, I want to say that, because for each of us also means different things. So for me, feeling healthy is feeling free, the ability to move my body in the way I want, to exercise in any way I want, to be able to eat whatever I want, feeling energized. So getting to those the description of how you want to feel, it is going to be way easier if we develop that relationship with how we are constantly feeling, and what are the things that really truly feel good for us. That's what I would love you to get. I'm sure that if you watched this video, it's because you are trying to figure that out. So that's where I know you will get, that's where I will love you to get, and then you will be ready to start creating those new habits, those that change, to start creating the life that you want to live. And just to kind of recap a little bit, I think the core message here, and from my own experience, from, as I said, doing many different things, practicing different tools, techniques, what I find that is also like the what's the name of this, fuel, like what is going to help you keep momentum and go through this process of creating change and learning about who you are, it is not only keeping track, obviously, getting curious, learning about who you are, becoming familiar, the most familiar with who you are, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, but connecting and focusing so much with what makes you feel good. What makes you feel bad, it is so important. That's information that we want, 100%. But we want to live in the things, in the experiences that makes us feel good, right? So that's where your focus needs to be. In other videos, my most recent videos, I've been talking about flow state. We access to flow states through doing activities that we are passionate about, that we are excited about. So practicing, becoming very good at learning who you are, how you feel, how you experience your day. It is going to give you all this information about, what doesn't work, what does work, how you want to feel in the future. And also, it is going to be the path, the road for you to connect if you are not at a place where you are connected with your passions. It is what is going to build that foundation, those strong paths for you to connect what you are excited about, what you are passionate about, and you just trust it. Whenever you feel that energy, like, oh my God, I'm passionate about this, I vibrate, it brings out the best of me. I shine when I'm doing this thing. You will know so strongly that you're gonna continue doing it, and that gets you into these flow states, and that can turn you to your purpose. It's just like it goes deeper and deeper and better. But the first step is just becoming familiar with our experience, with how we feel and how we want to feel. I hope this message brought some light to your moment, what you're experiencing. I hope you're getting a little bit of inspiration. And I will be very curious to learn how your process goes. If there's anything that you would like to share, feel free always to leave some comments. I will be more than excited to learn about you. Also, if you feel like a friend, someone in your family will benefit from this video, feel free to share it. And always, you are welcome to join, to follow my channel, so you will know when I have a new video. For now, thank you so much for being here, for being part of this community from this place. Until my next video, so much peace and love.